Oh, hey guys! This should be a pretty good view for you guys. It's a new view. Well, sort of new. It's been gone for like a couple of years. So you're mounted pretty high up on the windshield though. Above the halfway point. Just barely. We are over here in Parley's eastbound. So that's, between Salt Lake City and Wyoming border. Chained up. Although, as you can tell, the road's just wet. But it's still snowing. I don't know if that's picking up on camera. You might hear the chains if we ever get rolling past 5 miles an hour. Actually, humming along and shaking. So, it's shaking my seat at 3 miles an hour right now. It's been a interesting day. Came off home time. Wow. I wanted to get on this side of Utah. They had this current weather that was blowing in Thursday and Friday, because today is the 30th? 31st? I don't know. It's Friday. Last Friday of March, so 29th. Yeah. I think it's 29th. I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm loaded. Picked up in Logan. Cheese heading over to Carthage, which is Missouri. And it's been interesting so far. A lot of excitement. I'm watching the camera just fucking rattle away. But yeah, been a lot of excitement, right? So this load was supposed to be ready at 0900 today. It was ready like 05. Went over and got it. It's 43,000 pounds. I'm not too worried about snow or the high wind warnings of Wyoming, which never are worried about the wind in Wyoming anyways. Even empty. Actually, the time I'm mostly concerned about the wind is when I'm bobtail. Because at least with the trailer, you have an extra 11,000 pounds of it over your drives, right? Kind of holding you down. Well, 11 to 13,000 on average between van and reefer. I don't know flatbed weight. I would assume they're like 10,000 pounds for the average spec trailer. And this guy needs to stay in his lane. But I wasn't too worried about it. I'm barely climbing the Parleys now, but with this load, I was like, should be fine. This area was only going to get a few inches. But the storm is pretty heavy, so it comes and goes in strength. What I mean for that is, for those who are familiar with Logan, Utah, the usual way up into Logan from Salt Lake City is to go 15 to 89 and drop into Logan that way. However, that area was calling for 10 to 18 inches with 2 to 3 feet in higher elevations. And Logan, that 89 pass, they were saying there will be periods of 2 inches per hour overnight. Which, to put that in perspective, that's a pretty fucking heavy dumping. Because this is sticking. This will probably be, a half inch, maybe. It'd probably be about a half inch. I don't know how well it's picking up. But 2 inches? And it's like, luckily, there's another way to get out of there without having to climb any elevation. There's a small, very, very tiny strip of elevation up on 30, which is the way I ended up coming out. I was like, I'm not chaining up. I'm just going to go around. Ow, cat. Fucker. You need to learn to jump up my lap. It's not like it's hard. You've been in this truck how long? But I was like, I'm just gonna, head out of Logan. It's not gonna add on too much, like an extra 20 miles, get down to, on 30, onto 15, and then just take 84 out. Sounds like a great plan. However, I get on 15 and 84 was closed, so 84 eastbound. So it tells me there was a lot of accidents in there too, and they were calling for 4 to 6 inches. It's a very curvy canyon, especially on the first half, so understandable. There's a couple narrow spots, especially as you go over the water in there, the canyon. Cat, be in mind. No, we're gonna hit 5. Having to put some power down. Because I'm climbing a hill now, but I'm trying my best not to really go over 5, unless we really get rolling. Cause we've had like a couple like 100 yards or so of moments where we've had hit like 10 miles an hour, 12, and then came right back to a crawl. And yeah, they're about 100 feet ahead of me, but I'm in no hurry. We're gonna be like this all the way up to Park City, so I don't know. I don't remember how the mileage of that is. I think it's like 20 miles. Sounds about right. But I have seen so many, too many to be matter of fact, cherries, berries, whatever you want to call them. Think of many names, but from incident response to actual ambulance, to sheriffs, cops, highway patrols coming up here. So people are crashing left and right. This is not chain up, so this is definitely not chain up worthy. So I'm thinking somebody ruined it by crashing, meaning truck that is, because the sign. I knew I was gonna chain up on 15 as I was heading down to Salt Lake because 84 was closed to get on 80, and they said all vehicles required to chain except for 4-wheel drive. And yeah, I can also see a lot of people ignoring that because I'm seeing a lot of cars, front-wheel drive cars with no chains. And sure, they can have snow tires. It's like some of these cars, I don't know, the way they look, I would be willing to bet they don't have snow tires. Yeah, it's dumping pretty good up here now. But at this rate, it's going to take me 3 hours to get up to Park City. I don't even remember the exit. So there's 122. Let's see. Let's bring up Google Maps and see what exit I need. I am halfway up the canyon, it seems. But I still got a lot of red in front of me. Let's see. Luckily, unchaining is the fastest ever. It's pretty quick. I'm trying to figure out. Alright, so Park City, it's roughly. Whenever this loads, there's a lot of people here, so it's 140. God damn. That's 132. So roughly another hour and a half of this. At this rate. There's got to be a lot of shit going on. But the funny thing is, when I pulled into the chain-up area, right? I stop in that because I guess they actually have Utah is pretty good about actually having people out there and manning the chain-up area. But I've never had chain-up in Utah, and I didn't know how many chains I'm supposed to have on. Even because I'm a good boy and all that. So as the guy was like directing me where to go park, I rolled down my window. I was like, "Hey, how many chains do I need? I've never chained up here." He's like, "One for each of your drives." All right, so like 4 chains, both axles. So you need a pair for each drive axle. I was like, "Okay, cool, easy enough." So if you're seeing all the vibration on the camera, that's from the chains. You might even hear it just shaking the truck at this low speeds. They are better at higher speeds. It's not too. When I mean high, I mean you should really only go like max speed with chains is like 30. You should really keep it like 20 to 30, somewhere in that range. Because you too many people are too rough on their chains, and you do not like this much asphalt is an easy way to just rip apart your chains. Yeah, they are iron. They are, they're fucking metal. Well, actually, these ones are steel. But that doesn't mean they're invincible, right? You can't fucking just break them. Asphalt, tears up chains. Also tears up the roads. Also tears up your tires. So if you care about your equipment, you keep your speed down when you're able to go the speed, any speed that is. But you know, I parked and I put the chains on. In the middle of putting my chains on, though, I'm just tightening them up and just getting ready to leave. This guy comes over to me. He's like, "Hey man, I got no chains. What am I supposed to do?" I was like, "Wait, you have no stocks either?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Nope, you can't roll anywhere. Not until that sign is done flashing." I pointed at that sign. I was like, "Once that's done flashing, you can roll. Might be all day though." And he seemed okay by that. I don't know, like, technically we're required by law to carry chains regardless of whether or not we're going into the mountains or not, from a set point to a set point. Some states have longer than others, meaning like, for example, one state may have April 1st, another state May 1st is when you can stop carrying chains. So generally, everybody goes like California, which is like, what, November 1st, I believe, to like May 1st? I don't know. I always just go with my general rule of Wyoming is, generally I don't take my chains out of the truck, but knowing how mountain states are, I would just keep chains from October to May, because I should get a little bit more speed going. They're getting a little further up there. But, there we go. Here goes the rattling. How's this mic sound? It is a shotgun mic. I can only do so much about picking up everything behind me. It is kind of like pointed at me, but it's gonna pick up the truck vibrations. It's gonna pick up the wind. It's gonna pick up things, the engine, the jigs. But you should hear my voice just fine. I am able to see my audio levels, and you should hear my voice just fine. Now you're gonna get a lot of background noise, but I'm not able to sound sound damp in the truck to where you can hear everything. Now the real question is, did I fuck myself by going this way? I don't think so, but that's based off me driving. What about everybody else in Wyoming? Elk Mountain is closed to high and light, which they don't really define it. What is high and light? It is pretty much Wyoming's way of doing it is if you blow over, you crash, you fucking jackknife, whatever, you're automatically at fault. That's one way to take the legality off their end and put it on you. You're your own judge, but yet you can't punish yourself. See, somebody already lost chains. It's also a reason why you don't want to go too fast either, because you'll rip them right off. Even if they are tight, you can rip them right off. But this is definitely not chain up worthy. I don't fucking understand this. I don't understand. But I'm seeing covered snow on that on-ramp for westbound, so I don't know, it's possible. But it's 39 degrees. So who knows? I already have a reload coming back here, coming right back to the same spot, which is Logan, Utah, from where I'm actually delivering. So I picked up at literally the same fucking place and come right back here. So I delivered the second for this load at like 1 in the afternoon. Yeah, depending on how that is. I mean, it'd be fucking great if they just unload me in the same door as they load me in. But it also might be a drop, but I don't think so. I don't see anything going on here. Yeah, it's starting to get sick a little bit more as we get up here, especially on the westbound side. Traffic's all of a sudden flowing down the westbound side, though. Traffic was hardly flowing, so that tells me things might be starting to open back up. But who knows? I'm gonna have to change my clothes though when I get back outside Unchained. So next winter, if I'm gonna have to chain up, I'm gonna buy some shit. So if you guys know something I could put over my pants that are really good, that gives me flexibility, maneuverability, won't get snagged on anything. I don't really care for warmth, but I don't mind if it has some padding or whatever, insulation, right? I'm generally warmer in colder areas than most people generally will be, you know, being from Wyoming. So I don't necessarily care if they're, you know, literally just a poncho-like material, just a little rain material. Though I do care if I have some padding, since generally I am, you know, kneeing on asphalt, gravel, dirt, whatever. I do want to protect my knees. Oh, I hit 12. Interesting. But I'm gonna, what I was getting back to is I've been a little slacking on the tools I need to buy for the truck. So that was a big asshole. I had to avoid it. I didn't want my chains getting in there. But like next winter, I'm gonna buy milk crates for my chains. This Volvo has some really nice side boxes, and they can fit milk crates. And I need to do better at keeping things more organized in this truck. There's a couple things I don't like about this Volvo that I will be doing a video on, probably already by this point, but it's nice to fucking have it finally. Had it for a couple of weeks before I went home. But yes, I don't know about you, I like winter. The winter's been extra angry this fucking year. Like, she was fucking angry for the South and Midwest last year, but for the mountain states out west, she's been fucking angry. California's so far had their second snowiest winter ever. They just broke 800 inches of snow. I think their most is like 877. Out there, we got some fucking blinkies right there. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, when I mean snowy, I mean Donner Pass is what I'm saying. 877 inches. The reason why I say Donner, even though there's some areas that have had more snow or right around the same, is because Donner is where all the truck traffic going to Northern California really goes through. Like, everybody who's seen Looney Tunes, you know that Daffy Duck the Daffy Duck, fucking the rabbit, and Elmer Fudd, that hunting season, you know, rabbit season, hunting season, duck season, fire episode. The fucking social media guys for Donner area have been pretty hilarious this year. They did that where they're pulling the fucking posters off the tree, right? Like, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. And it was lift chain, change, lift change, chains, lift change, chains. Because it's been like that. Like, every fucking day, it's chain up, chain down, chain up, chain down. Makes sense though, when it's been the second snowiest season for them. And they could possibly beat it. They got a couple more months of snow. Oh, I'm starting to see lights. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. Oh, there on the right. We're starting to see lights. I don't know why this guy is out of his lane. He is completely out of his fucking lane. Interesting. But hell, even Snoqualmy's had, well, it started off rough. From like, what was it, October to like January, well, especially December, it started off really, really rough. They were getting hammered left and right, and then kind of eased up. Like, they eased up a lot, where it looked, they were on pace to break the record for their snowiest, which now, the current winter snowfall totals puts them 13th of their top 20. Well, I mean, so it's been pretty decent. I don't remember the amount so far. Wyoming's getting fucking hammered too. Anybody who's gone over I-80 this winter can just automatically tell you that Wyoming has had fun with snow. When you have to have a state that is very large landmass, very spread out between town to town, bring in heavy equipment to the side of the interstate, the shoulders, to snow blow it off the shoulder and 6 feet away from the shoulder. So, you know, about a 9-foot strip off the edge of the pavement. Where'd this guy come from? It tells you a lot right there. And then fuck, I saw a couple times where on I-25 they brought in dump trucks and were bulldozers and front loaders and putting the snow in the dump truck and moving it away somewhere else. Can't tell there's anybody else behind them. My mirrors are fucking filthy right now. Filthy. Okay, starting to stick to the road a little bit now, but I think you guys had enough of playing in traffic. And then you have people like this wanting to skip the fucking line. Like, dude, we're all in this fucking traffic, okay? Like, what do you think skipping 5 cars is gonna do? Actually, not even 5 cars. Yeah. Then I got this car, doesn't want to fucking get up there, so he just wants to sit right here. I mean, you can't see him, but he's literally right, bottom right. He's just sitting right there. I'm not letting this guy that wants to skip people in, though. Which, I don't know, you can't see my hood mirror, but he's sitting right beside me. Because he was already in line behind me. Now he's trying to skip lines. Alright, but it's on a stick at least, so now I feel better about putting chains on. I really wish this guy would get off the fucking hood mirror though, so I can have a better gauge of him. Alrighty guys, I'll see you whenever for the next video. If I ever make it out of Utah, that is. Bye!